Once upon a time, in the vast and beautiful land of China, there lived a young horse named Xiaohei. He was a sight to behold, with a coat as black as midnight and a spirit as fiery as the sun. Xiaohei was not just any horse. He was the strongest and most masculine horse in the entire kingdom. His muscles rippled under his sleek coat, and his eyes gleamed with a fierce determination. But what truly set him apart from all the other horses was his unparalleled speed. Xiaohei could outrun the wind, leaving a trail of dust in his wake as he galloped across the plains. News of Xiaohei's incredible speed spread like wildfire throughout the country. He won race after race, leaving his competitors far behind. Each victory was celebrated with grand festivities, and Xiaohei would stand proudly adorned with garlands of flowers and ribbons. His fame grew with each victory, and soon, Xiaohei became the undisputed champion of all the horse races in China. Rich and powerful people from far and wide talked about him in awe, and many desired to have the fastest horse in the land work for them. With fame came arrogance. Xiaohei knew he was the best, and he began to look down on others. He prided himself on being the fastest Kalama horse, a legendary breed known for its extraordinary speed and endurance. Xiaohei believed that he was destined for greatness and that one day, Bull, the mythical horse trainer who could recognize a horse's true potential, would find him and offer him the grandest opportunity. Every day, Xiaohei waited impatiently for his dream to come true. He longed for the day when Bull would recognize his worth and take him to serve the emperor or lead him into glorious battles. But as he waited, he turned down every other offer that came his way. One sunny morning, a merchant arrived at Xiaohei's stable. The stable was bustling with activity. The sounds of horses neighing and workers chatting filled the air. The merchant was a kind man with a twinkle in his eye and a warm smile. "Greetings, Xiaohei," the merchant said, patting the horse gently. "I have heard of your incredible speed and strength. I have a proposition for you. Would you like to come with me and help transport my goods across the country? With your speed, we could make a fortune together." Xiaohei snorted disdainfully and shook his head. "I am the fastest Kalama horse," he replied haughtily. "How can I, the greatest horse in all of China, lower myself to ship goods for a merchant?" The merchant sighed, disappointed. "Very well, Xiaohei. I hope you find what you are looking for." And with that, he left, leaving Xiaohei alone with his pride. A few days later, a soldier in gleaming armor came to visit Xiaohei. The soldier was strong and brave, with a look of determination in his eyes. He had traveled a long distance, his armor dusty from the journey. "Xiaohei," he called out, "I need a horse of your caliber. The army is in need of swift and powerful horses to carry messages and supplies across the battlefield. Will you join me and serve your country?" Xiaohei lifted his head high and snorted again. "I am the fastest horse in the whole country. How can I serve an ordinary soldier like you? I am destined for greatness, not for carrying messages." The soldier frowned but nodded. "I see. I hope you find the opportunity you seek, Xiaohei." And he, too, left, leaving Xiaohei to his dreams of glory. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Xiaohei continued to win races, but his heart was no longer in it. He grew bored and restless, waiting for the grand opportunity that he believed was his destiny. But no one else came to offer him a position of greatness. The offers from merchants and soldiers dwindled, and soon, Xiaohei was left alone, his arrogance isolating him from potential allies. One day, as he was resting in his stable, Xiaohei overheard two stable boys talking. They were excitedly discussing the latest news in town. "Have you heard?" one of them said. "The imperial envoy is coming to our town. They are looking for the fastest and most capable horse to serve in the emperor's elite guard." Xiaohei's ears perked up. "This is it," he thought excitedly. "This is the opportunity one have been waiting for." The next morning, Xiaohei stood tall and proud as the imperial envoy arrived. The envoy was a dignified man, dressed in fine robes and exuding an air of authority. He approached Xiaohei with a critical eye. "Are you the horse known as Xiaohei, the fastest in all of China?" the envoy asked. "Yes, I am," Xiaohei replied confidently. "I am the fastest horse you are looking for." The envoy nodded. "You certainly look the part. But tell me, Xiaohei, Are you familiar with the country's routes and terrains? Xiaohei hesitated. No, I am not, he admitted. The envoy raised an eyebrow. Have you ever been to battle? Do you have any combat experience? Again, Xiaohei shook his head. No, I have not. The envoy sighed deeply and shook his head. I am sorry, Xiaohei. Speed alone is not enough. We need a horse that is not only fast but also experienced and knowledgeable about our land and capable of handling the pressures of war. You do not meet the requirements. With that, the envoy turned and left, leaving Xiaohei standing there, stunned and regretful. As the days passed, Xiaohei's regret grew. He realized that in his arrogance, he had turned down opportunities to gain valuable experience and prove himself. He had wasted his potential waiting for a grand opportunity instead of working hard to improve himself. One evening, the merchant who had visited him earlier returned. He saw Xiaohei standing alone, looking forlorn. Xiaohei, he said gently, you look troubled. Is everything all right? Xiaohei sighed deeply. I was foolish and arrogant. I turned down your offer and many others, believing I was destined for something greater. But now, I realize I missed out on valuable experiences. The imperial envoy rejected me because I lacked the skills they needed. The merchant nodded understandingly. It's never too late to learn and grow, Xiaohei. If you are willing, I can still use your help. Together, we can travel the country, and you can gain the experience you need. Xiaohei looked at the merchant with newfound respect. Thank you, he said humbly. I would like that very much. From that day on, Xiaohei and the merchant traveled together. They journeyed through bustling cities and serene villages, crossed roaring rivers and climbed steep mountains. Xiaohei learned the routes and terrains of the country, faced challenges, and grew stronger and wiser. He transported goods, helped people in need, and even had the opportunity to serve in minor battles, gaining the combat experience he had lacked. The journey was not easy. There were days when they faced harsh weather, treacherous paths, and unfriendly faces. But with each challenge, Xiaohei grew more resilient. He began to understand the value of hard work and humility. The merchant became not just his employer, but also his friend and mentor. Years passed, and Xiaohei's fame grew once more. But this time, it was not just for his speed. He became known as a wise and capable horse, respected by all who knew him. And when the imperial envoy returned, seeking a horse for the emperor's elite guard, Xiaohei was ready. This time, when the envoy asked if he knew the country's routes, Xiaohei proudly said, "Yes, I do." And when asked if he had combat experience, he could finally answer, "Yes, I have." The imperial envoy smiled and nodded. "You have grown, Xiaohei. You have become the horse we need. Will you serve the emperor?" With a humble heart and a spirit full of determination, Xiaohei accepted. He served the emperor with honor and pride, fulfilling his destiny not through arrogance but through hard work, experience, and humility. Xiaohei's service to the emperor was marked by loyalty and bravery. He led missions across the kingdom, his knowledge of the terrain and combat skills making him an invaluable asset. He became a legend not just for his speed, but for his wisdom and courage. Years after Xiaohei's service, his story was told and retold across the land. Parents recounted the tale to their children, emphasizing the importance of humility, hard work, and perseverance. Xiaohei's legacy lived on, not just as the fastest horse, but as a symbol of growth and redemption. Even in his old age, Xiaohei remained a respected figure, sharing his experiences with young horses and humans alike. He became a mentor, teaching others that every opportunity, no matter how small, is a chance to learn and improve. In the end, Xiaohei found the greatness he had always dreamed of, not in the way he had expected, but in a way that truly mattered. And that is the story of Xiaohei, the fastest horse in China, who learned that without experience, you are nothing, and with it, you can become everything you were meant to be.